Yo, 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 yo. What's good? It's your girl Shan from She Gets It Podcast. I am up early because I'm just not tired. I'm knocking them out. So here we are. I was actually over here getting in my feelings because Brian Michaels Cox is on IG playing all the jams, all the good music, all the throwbacks, everything. But we're not here for that. What's good? I've been seeing a lot of different angel numbers since Friday. Let me know, Lord. I feel protected and I feel guided. Loud and clear. I see you. Welcome to She Gets It. I'm Shan, your creator and host. Today's episode is You've Been Asking the Wrong Questions. In business, family ships, and romantic ships, you've been sinking your own boat, sis and sir. Let me help you after these messages. Please check out She Gets It shop on Teespring. The website is in the description for the show. All right. I got merch on there for the show for those who would like to wear their support or show their support that way. You can support the She Gets It show and podcast and merch on that website. And if you can't get the website, just remember www.whoisshan.com, and you can support me on other shows too and other places to shop for merch. Let's get back to the show. What's up? All right, so I figured I'd do business first. So I have 4 good business questions you should be asking, and it's not specific to any career. But for the first one, I have a question of why should I spend money / do business with you? If you are in a meeting or you are selling yourself or a product, or you're trying to be a new supplier to a brand or company, you need to know what that answer is before you step into that room. Because the way that you answer that, your eye contact, your delivery tells that other person that's in that meeting with you that possibly wants to do business with you. Are you serious? Are you, compassionate? Do you have a purpose? Are you confident? It tells them a lot. And if you stumble over that answer, that could be your whole opportunity. That can be like, I don't think I want to do business with them because they're not confident in themselves. They weren't prepared for that answer. So just be prepared to give that answer. And if you ask it, keep eye contact. Okay, don't do it in a joking way because they're going to feel like you're not serious about that question. Again, the question was, why should I spend money / do business with you? The second question you should ask if you're in business is, how do you keep your team motivated during challenges? So if you do any type of tech interviews, corporate interviews, anything that involves a team, when they say, do you have any questions for me? I think that's a great question to ask because that'll give you the temperature of how they run the office, how they pour into their employees and all of that good stuff. All right. Third question you should ask is this the smartest way to run my business efficiently? And that is primarily for entrepreneurs, people who are working for themselves. If you run your own business, if you do a trade, you have to figure out ways that you can run your business with the tools, the resources, and the people needed for you to run an effective business efficiently. You want to spend your money wisely. You want to make sure things that you do, you can write off on your taxes. You want to keep your receipts. You should look into digitalizing your receipts where you don't keep the paper around. You actually get the receipt, either email it to yourself. A lot of places email receipts now for that reason, or you can just scan it in on a scanner when you have a receipt. They have receipt takers where you can take a picture of it, or you can have it on your computer, or you can scan it in, okay? Because the reality is one receipt with a lot of coins spent could be that one receipt that helps you get a lot of money off of your taxes at the end of the year when you are working for yourself. The next question you should ask, that's a good business question, is do you use the services of a professional accountant or an attorney? I think the way that someone would answer that would tell you if they're very serious about the business that they do, or if they don't have their ducks in a row like they should, and they could possibly be a legal liability for your company if you do business with them. So those are some good business questions. Now let's move on to some good family-ship questions. Yay! Now these I like to keep very close-ended and direct, because family would completely abuse the fact that you guys are related and think that they don't have to be on their shit. And you have to be direct with family and let them know that, hey, I see you. Yes, and you do have a deadline. So the first question that you can ask family is this stay going to be 3 to 4 months? Is that good enough for you for a deadline? Or do you need 6 months to find a place? That's very direct. That's not allowing them to have space to lie to you about, just going to stay for a little bit. No, I need to know what a little bit is. And I need to know now. That way I can mark it on the calendar and you can have your own personal countdown. Okay? Love you. Because people will think y'all roommates, but you ain't pulling no weight in here. And you here all the time and you eat my food and you think you can lounge around when I want to bang out the person that I'm with that's actually helping me pay bills here. So you really need to be direct with your family and let them know that, hey, I love you and all of that. Me and your mama or me and your daddy is brothers or whatever. But by next week, you need to find a job. You need to have a plan. And I'm giving you to like the end of this month to get your shit together. Like you have to be direct like that. So like I said, close-ended, direct questions. Second question would be, who taught you how to challenge people you loved growing up to be better people? Now that I would probably ask my mom or my dad or my grandparents, because that answer can tell you a lot about how somebody loves people, why they're closed off, or why they're always giving, or why they're not forgiving. So that's a good question. Again, the question is, who taught you how to challenge people you loved growing up to be better people? Third question, that's a good question to ask people who are family, is if you can change anything about the way that you were parented, what would it be? Okay, so with this question, I feel like you would ask your mom or your dad, or you could possibly ask somebody that you're dating also. But if you were going to ask your mom or your dad, I think that would tell you about why they parented you a certain way because of how they were parented, whether it was really good or whether it was really bad. I think we all grow up and feel like, oh, I wish my mom did this, or I wish my dad did this more, or I wish my dad did this less. There's no perfect way to parent, but I think just like a job may do like check-ins every 3 months or reviews, I feel like relationships need reviews, and that's romantic, business, personal, father and son, mother and daughter, dad and daughter. Like, you need to be able to check in with your child and be like, hey, is there something I'm not doing? Is there something you wish I would do more of? Is there anything that I can help you with? Is there something that you want to talk to me about that you're uncomfortable with talking to me about? Or is there someone you would like to talk to, so it doesn't have to be me because you're uncomfortable, let me know. Here's their number. You won't have to tell me anything. Like, sometimes you have to have those type of check-ins on your relationship so you can gauge if there's something that your child needs from you that you're not giving, vice versa. All right. The last one for family ship questions would be, over time, has your passion and purpose stayed the same? Yes or no? And why not? Because for me, I was born in the late 80s. I would say people my age in their 30s are still trying to decide if they should go for it and put all their eggs in the basket for the things that they're passionate about, or should they just settle down with a good job and pay their bills and save for their retirement and raise the kids that they already got and just be happy with the life that they got. And I think everybody deals with this self-question, but I think if you ask someone that you're related to that's older than you about passion and purpose, and if it stayed the same or if it changed or if it evolved, I feel like that's a realistic measurement of the possibility of you following through. Or it could be like a good guide full of wisdom, or a good push or challenge to be like the first in your family to actually do something that they were naturally great at, and do it on your own and just be the first or be the second, or you might find out that you're the fifth in your family to do that thing. So I think that's a good question for like a grandparent or a parent or an auntie or uncle, because sometimes your parents could be super resistant into you taking risks because, their brother took a risk and then they saw what happened with them, or their sister took a risk and, now she's not working a quote unquote good job. So I don't want you to make that mistake. But what if when you do it, it won't be a mistake? What if when you do it, it might be something crazy, amazing? You know what I'm saying? So you never know. So ask those questions. Now, after these messages, we'll go over dating and relationship questions.
Hey, podcast world. This is Carlos from Kicking It with Chris and Carlos.
We are black, gay, married, and funny as fuck. Each episode we start off with a spoken word before diving into today's current events.
Our podcast is not politically correct, so hold on to your politically correctness because things tend to get wild.
We talk about the caucasity of white people, debate the Section 8, give you the word of the week, listen to Karen's calling the cops, and expose niggatry.
Be sure to subscribe wherever you listen to your podcast, and be sure to leave us a 5-star rating and review on Apple iTunes.
All right. Dating and relationship questions that you should be asking, but you've been asking all the wrong ones. All right. So the first question I have for dating and relationship questions that you should be asking that are good questions is, how did both of your parents show each other love and affection? And is that where you learned how to show love and affection? Because I think that's very important. And that question is fully loaded. And I say that because it can tell you if this person has ever experienced healthy love, knows what healthy love looks like, and could possibly give you healthy love. Second question is, what memory do you value the most that you've experienced? That can tell you something really good, and that can tell you something really shitty. It just depends on what that is for them and how it has helped them thus far. Third question is, what did your relationship with your mom teach you about loving a woman? Or what did your relationship with your dad teach you about loving a man? Listen, this could be really good, or this could be really insightful as to what needs to be worked on. Has this person done their personal work through their trauma? Does this person have mommy dearest issues? Does this person have daddy issues? Does this person respect both of their parents? Has both of their parents really showed them how to love a human being, period? And it's very important. It's an important question. Again, the question is, what did your relationship with your mom teach you about loving a woman? Or what did your relationship with your dad teach you about loving a man? Fourth question is, what do you value most in friendships thus far? Because your friendships evolve over the years. You can't say that you're in your 30s having the same type of friendships that you're having with the people you went to school with in elementary school. Like, that's ridiculous. It has to evolve. You don't have the same relationships with people that you had in middle school or high school or college. Like, some people that you went to college with that y'all was best buddies, y'all don't even talk no more. You might see them on Facebook, you might see them on IG, but you're not in full conversation anymore. Not like that. But some people you are. And so what people value the most in friendships will tell you what they value the most in romantic ships also. And I added in a fifth one because I think more people are always in and out of dating and relationships. So I added a fifth to this. Tell me 5 positive characteristics that your partner must have. I think that's fun. I think that's refreshing. And I think it's less heavy than the other ones. So that's a good question that you can ask the person that you're on a date with or the person you're in a relationship with, vice versa. They can ask you. And I think it's very important that personally, even if you're not dating, to know what 5 positive characteristics that you want in a partner. Because once you know those things and you meet someone for the first time and they don't check those off, then you have just upgraded your filter system. My name is Shan. I hope these questions helped you, because I think asking somebody what their favorite color is beyond what you need to be asking if you're in your late 20s or your 30s. Your 30s are for working smart, dating smart, having smarter relationships, relationships of substance. And your 40s are for if you want to or not, because you really don't have to, because you set yourself up in a good way. So be mindful, be smart, ask the right questions. And if you're confused, go back to the beginning of this episode. Peace.